Hey everyone, how you doing today? It is week 4 and we're about to start our new reading vlog. If you haven't already, please go check out last week's reading vlog. It was a doozy, it was a very long one. I am determined that this week is not going to be an hour long, but you never know. So this week I am doing some candle stuff and I have a batch of 60 that need to be finished and sent off this week. So literally I'm going to be filming this and going straight down to the workshop to get started. But the books that I want to complete this week, and I think I will get completed, we have Woven in Moonlight by Isabel Ibanez. This is about 60% done. So I've been gradually, like every morning I start my day, I read a couple of chapters and then I get up and do stuff. And then I also have Wayward by Amelia Hart that at the moment is just a spectacular read. And again, I'm about 65–70% of the way through this. I'm less than 100 pages to the end now, so that's going to get done in the next day, maybe even tomorrow. Ebooks, I have The Art of Balance. I'm 70% through now, so that again should be quite an easy one to finish. And then downstairs I have Daughter of the Moon Goddess that I'm currently not even 100 pages in. Oh no, I think I hit 100 pages last night. So I'm about 100 pages in, so I'm about a third of the way through that. And then we have... Actually, that is it. Because the only other book I had downstairs was Wayward, which is now upstairs. So those are the sort of 4 books that hopefully by the end of this week I can get finished. I also have my first DNF. In case you didn't see the previous vlog, my first DNF of the year is Priory of the Orange Tree. I've tried and I can't get into it. It's too world buildy, it's too lore heavy, and it's taking too long to get to the actual action and main plot, so it's, no, just not for me, which is a shame. I wanted to love this book, but at the end of the day, dragons aren't my favourite mythical creature, and I love world building, I love high fantasy. I just prefer it to not be the predominant feature of the book. I like it when the world building is sort of brought in gradually. For example, The Greatcoats by Sebastian de Castell. Most of the world building has come in through bits and pieces, and we don't start with like major world building. So yeah, so quick introduction, those are the books that I want to get to this week, and yeah, I'm gonna head off, try and get those done, and I need to go get some candles done, so speak soon. Hello, happy, well, miserable Tuesday, but it's Tuesday nonetheless. I have Ginty with me. After saying on the live a couple of weeks ago that she is not a lap cat, and yet I am struggling quite badly today. When I went to bed at 10 o'clock last night, I wasn't feeling great. I had a bit of a stressful day yesterday. I was suffering with really bad sensory overloads. I didn't want to eat, I didn't want to drink. Everything just felt wrong. All my clothing was scratchy and itchy, and I was just in sensory overload all day. I'm really struggling. And then it got to about 8–9 o'clock and I was like, okay, my head is starting to feel a bit stabby and I'm really tired, I'm going to bed. She has hiccups, so every few seconds my leg is going. It's so funny. It's adorable. But she's getting annoyed because she's starting to dig her claws in when she does it. It's like, ow, thank you. Not my fault you have hiccups. Anyway, yeah, thoughts, brain. I'm pretty out of it on meds right now. But I went to bed And then I really struggled to get to sleep because the pain was starting to kick in. So I just sort of messaged some people. I'm going to sneeze. This is going well today. But yeah, I just couldn't sleep. And by the time I finally did fall asleep, the pain was really kicking in, and I thought, great, well, I got back up, I took some painkillers, hoping that just, you know, go back to sleep. It was about midnight by this point, and I was like, well, my alarm set for 8:30, 8.5 hours, that's pretty decent sleep for me. Let's just see how it goes. My alarm, I woke up 3 times in the night, and each time my head was worse and worse. And then when my alarm went off at 8:30, I almost couldn't lift my head off the pillow. So I literally like managed to message a couple of people just to be like, hey, I'm out of it. I'm really sorry. Like, I'll get back to you later. I need to die now. And then I ended up going back to sleep for another 5 hours. So I slept basically for 13 hours. And I'm still feeling groggy. Like, the majority of the pain has gone. It's just when I move my head too quick, I get a really, really sharp stabbing pain. And then, yeah, I sat down about 10 minutes ago. The cat's decided she wants cuddles. I did no reading yesterday. I have asked on Twitter for some... I've put up all my audiobooks and asked for ones that are just quite nice for listening to at night, because I always have a stage where it's like I get tired and want to sleep, but I don't quite drift off. So I used to, like, for a little while I listened to audiobooks for half an hour, and that just helped me in that final push to sleep. So yeah, I've asked people to let me know which ones of the ones I posted are good for that. Because obviously I don't want to be reading a horror or a thriller or anything too action-packed when I'm trying to fall asleep. So yeah, I've done that. I kept picking up books to read and then just felt really sick, so I put them back down. So no reading update from yesterday, but I will hopefully be doing some reading today if this migraine goes away. But yeah, so safer day and crash. Anyway, I'll speak to you later. I just got book mail, and I'm very, it's the, hang on, my camera's all weird and wonky. Ah! I just got book mail, and honestly, it's the first time I've been grateful that I've not been on camera, because the squeal that I just let out. I was like, I've not ordered anything from Amazon, and I hadn't seen anything go off my wish list. So I was like, what the hell? I opened it, saw that it was a book, and I saw the sprayed edges and went, oh my god. And then before I like pulled the book out, I was like, who's it from? And the note had me squeeing, almost crying, and it was emotional. But I'm not going to read the note. I then also thought maybe it was a birthday present, and it's not. So this is from Ren, from the Reading Ren, who I will link below, and honestly, please go check them out, especially if you want to look for like queer lit or like really cool TBR games, because they do a Star Trek and a Supernatural based one, and it's just so cool. And they are awesome, and like we've become really close really quick. And they've sent me Under the Whispering Door by TJ Klune. Like, they are a massive TJ Klune. I didn't pause my game, so I keep hearing the characters talking. Shut up, Eula. No one cares, Eula. But they are a massive TJ Klune fan. Like, I know Wolfsong is their absolute favourite series. And the note basically just says, obviously this was the book I had to get you. I'm just like, oh my god. Like, my head is hurting so bad, but I really want to start reading. Hello. Welcome to Charon's Crossing. The tea is hot, the scones are fresh, and the dead are just passing through. I don't care if you say scones or scones, it doesn't matter, we all know what you mean. When a reaper comes to collect Wallace from his own sparsely attended funeral, Wallace is outraged, but he begins to suspect that she's right, and he is in fact dead. Then when Hugo, owner of a most peculiar tea shop, promises to help him cross over, Wallace reluctantly accepts the truth. Yet even in death he refuses to abandon his life, even though he spent all of it working. But as Wallace drinks tea with Hugo and talks to his customers, he wonders if he'd been missing something. The feeling grows as he shares jokes with the resident ghost, manifests embarrassing footwear and notices the stars. So when he's given 1 week to pass through the door to the other side, Wallace sets about living a lifetime in just 7 days. Under the Whispering Door is an uplifting story about life spent at the office and a death spent building a home. It's so pretty underneath. Look at the colour. Like, that's one of my favourite shades of blue. And the end papers. So cool. Thank you so much, Ryan. Like, honestly, you do not want to know the sound that came out of my mouth when I realised who sent it and read the message. It had my uncle going. He's used to my shit by now. That's so cool. Oh, it has a ribbon. Oh my god, what? This is the first non-special edition. I think this is the first book I've seen with one of these. It has a ribbon. Who needs a bookmark? I mean, me, because it's me and I love bookmarks. Thank you. This is 5 minutes of me just gushing over a single book. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to go back to... I was playing a video game because my head started to feel better. But then in the last like 15 minutes, I've started to get the stabbies again. So I'm going to come off that and I think I might start reading. I don't know. Okay, I'm literally recording this. And then I'm going to bed because my head is really bad. And I'm struggling really badly. And this light is pretty painful. Ow. Anyway, I saw a TikTok and I just wanted to share because it was some information from HarperCollins Union that clarified some things, and especially for like myself and any other UK people or anyone outside of the US, I think this is really important information for me to share. So with regards to HarperCollins, it turns out the strike only is impacting HarperCollins US. I'm really struggling to get words out. And the TikTok was by the union themselves, and they themselves have stated, if you are outside of the US and if the book that you are talking about and promoting was published in anywhere that's not US based, they've said promote, talk about, feel free to spread the word. If you still want to mention the strike that's going on to support the action, that's fine, but you don't have to. The strike is only affecting those in the US at this time. So that's kind of put my mind at ease as well a little bit. And I know a couple of people who, like myself, they were holding back on talking about certain books because of it. And even though I was talking about Wayward in my vlog last week, I was still a bit uncertain about publishing that. But now that I'm aware, I feel a lot more comfortable. I can talk about it. Daughter of the Moon Goddess I didn't realise was half a Voyager. So yeah, I'm just gonna talk about that as well. I think all of my HarperCollins books are all UK, but I will check before I talk about any of them. But yeah, I just wanted to update that and just let you guys know. And I'm now gonna go die because my pain meds aren't enough anymore. So I'm gonna go to bed, take my migraine pills, which will then knock me out for the next 8 hours or so. I'm not saying it's cold in the work shed, but I can't even see it. It's yeah. I have my heater on and I have the stove on, and I've had them on for like 15 minutes while I get myself ready to work, and yeah. It's going great. Anyway, hi, I do not have any idea what day we're in. It could be Wednesday, it could be Thursday. My phone reassures me that it is in fact Thursday. I did not know that. So yeah, I have had a bit of a rough couple of days. I came out on Monday, or was it Tuesday? Monday or Tuesday. I came out to my workshop to do a batch order of candles. I've got an order for 60 that were meant to be at the publisher in the start of January. Due to health reasons, I was delayed because I was very poorly over Christmas and at the start of the month. And the woman that I've been talking with, she's been absolutely amazing about it. She's been like, look, stop, for God's sake. Grow your nails, it makes things a lot easier, everyone says. Fucking hell does it. They just get in the way and then break on you and really hurt you, so bullshit. Anyway, so I came out on Tuesday wanting to do some work, and my scales were broken, and they're tatty and ratty and they're super old. I think these were my mum's when she was still alive, and yeah, the battery had gone, so I had to wait to get a new battery. My uncle was supposed to go out that day to go shopping, and I asked him to grab me some, and he then ended up poorly and wasn't able to do it, which was like shit. And then that night I started to feel really unwell. My head went really bad and I ended up with a migraine that took me out all day. Must have been Monday because it took me out all day Tuesday. I was not functioning. And then yesterday, so Wednesday, I was slightly functioning. I wasn't entirely there, but I was slightly functioning, and yeah, so it's just been a bit of a rough week getting started. So yeah, I am doing, I'm not going to say the book or the publisher currently. I will say it's a book about feminism and a book about women's strength, and it's also a book set in a historical period. It's getting a little bit precarious now. Can I get 800 grams in here? I should be able to. 800 grams. I might tip some out and put it back in a bit. So yeah, I essentially, it's an old world, it's historical, it's about feminism. So I've chosen Rose, which reflects the main character for various reasons. I then have done Birch and Mineral Amber. Birch is a tree associated with feminism and is actually associated with empowering women. And in witchcraft and spells and throughout history, it's been a tree that symbolises strength, fertility, power, female, everything to do with women and feminism. So I thought that would be a perfect choice to mix with the rose. So it's got that like very gentle floral feminine scent with a hint of sort of woodsy strength and power. And then to give it that kind of old world feel, I've gone with a scent called Bibliothèque, which is basically the smell of old books and vintage like musk basically. So it's going to be quite a heavy, heady scent, and I've got a feeling it might trigger me into yet another migraine. But I'm also super excited because I think it's going to be really beautiful and a really strong message. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to crack on, get started. I have now measured out that's half of it, so that will go in once the first half is melted. And then I'm just going to measure out my scents now, because for every 10 candles that's going to be 80 grams of smells. I'm going to have 480 grams of scent going into these candles. I'm going to die. Okay, I'm recording this just before I go on a StreamYard group chat thing with some friends. I've also got some dinner on the way. I've ordered some Chinese, which is awesome. I'm feeling a little bit not great today. Like my head has just been a bit dodgy, and in the last like hour it's started to go a bit funky, so we'll see how I get on. But I may end up having to leave and go to bed, I don't know. But I have book news and updates, and the first one, I have my first 5-star of the year. This was such an incredibly powerful book. The way that the generations weaved in, I learned new things about how women have been treated through history that I didn't know, and I knew quite a lot already. But yeah, I especially have learned things like, I knew that men used to get their wife, use hysteria as an excuse for divorce, and quite often their wife would be put in like a sanitarium and that would be it, they'd never be seen again. But what I didn't know is that in some extreme cases the woman would have an involuntary hysterectomy and her uterus would literally be removed because they believed that that would cure the hysteria. And I just was like, it was just a new level of anger and adding more to what I already knew about historical treatment of women. And yeah, there were some surprises in here. The ending was fantastic. The way it weaved everyone's stories together was beautifully done. And yeah, if this doesn't make it onto the Women's Prize either this year or next year, I will be extraordinarily shocked. Yeah, it was just brilliant. And it was a very easy to read book as well, in terms, not the subject matter, but the actual writing was really accessible, and it kind of just gripped me in like the first few pages, and that was it. So absolutely 5 stars for this one. And then I have gotten halfway through. I had a surprise present. I don't know if I talked about this or not yet. I am struggling with my head this week, so I'm struggling to like remember. But I was gifted Under the Whispering Door by TJ Klune by the amazing Ren at the Reading Ren. And I have now reached, I think I'm at 60% of the way through, and I'm kind of scared to continue right now because I'm scared it's going to make me cry, and if my head is going to go bang, the last thing I need is to cry on top of that, because that always makes my head even worse. But again, it's one that I've got a lot of highlights. It's pretty much used up one of my highlighters, which is great. And I've even got I've got a candle idea from the book. So there will be a candle for Under the Whispering Door coming soon. Yeah, I'm really, really enjoying this. Again, it's got very accessible, even though the content talks about death and the afterlife and grief and things. It's written in a really easy to digest way. It's written in a way that's really easy to follow. The characters are making me laugh. I feel like it is maybe starting to drag a little bit, and there's certain things that have been in there since the very start that it's like, okay, can we please now actually get around to explaining what this is all about? And I think it's coming on a little bit too thick with the comedic characters, because you've got Nelson the granddad and you've got May the Reaper. They're both like there for comedic effect, and I just feel like it's a bit too much sometimes. So it is, I think, depending on the ending, at the moment it's sitting on a 4.5. But if the ending is as good as people say it is, and if it makes me cry anywhere near as much as people say it made them cry, it will get bumped up to a 5, I reckon. So I'm hopeful for a 5 on this one. Then one that started off as a 4 has gradually gone down to a 3, may even end up as a 2, is the Wow, the Art of Balance that I'm reading on my Kindle. I'm now 73% of the way through. And I'm bored. I'm literally skim reading it now just to get it done. I have still highlighted a few bits here and there because I'm especially loving it when she goes more into detail of the actual Japanese way of life. So yeah, I don't know. And like I said, it does have a massive problem of repetitiveness. So yeah, probably will end up on a 3, maybe slightly less. I don't know yet. But yeah, these 2 I will get done by the end of the month, aka the end of the week. And then Daughter of the Moon Goddess I haven't even picked up yet this week. And we're on Friday, but I'm hoping to get to some sprints this weekend and get that done. So fingers crossed by the end of this weekend I will get 2 books completed, and then by the end of the month I'll have my final book for the month completed. But yeah, I've actually got reading updates, which is awesome, and I'm looking forward to seeing what the weekend gives me. Okay, it is Sunday evening and I don't have much in the way of reading updates. I still haven't finished Daughter of the Moon Goddess. I've made no more progress on Under the Whispering Door. The only book I've read anything of today is Wow, the Art of Balance, and that's because I've kind of started to speed through it now to get it done. And I'm now on 89% of that, so I will get that done tonight before I go to bed. So this week has been quite a slow reading week, really, mostly because of my head being really bad, and I had a big bulk order of candles to get sent. They've now been packaged and they are ready to go. So yeah, but to summarise this week, I can't even remember what I've done this week, like that's how bad my memory is right now. I have made progress on all of my books, but I only completed 1 book, so we're still on 1 a week currently, so yay. So I've now done 5 books for January, and I've had I had my first 5-star read. I've started setting up my bullet journal for February, and I will be doing a video on that soon. But to give you guys a little sneak peek, I've done little rabbits. And he's so cute. January is the only month where I'm going to do a flip through of my burnt bullet journal just to show what it looks like when I filled in the spreads. So for example, at the moment my mood tracker looks like this. I've got like my gratitude log that unfortunately I use slightly dark grey, so I can only read some of it. And yeah, it's been quite a successful month in terms of bullet journaling. Like I've actually done everything. The only week I've missed, I forgot to fill in this week, but I've not really had anything on. So it's not too bad. And then all I've got left to do now is my playlist and my end of month update wrap up, which I will obviously do next week. So yeah, it's been a pretty good day. I'm currently filling in my reading journal. So I have Wayward that I'm currently writing, and then we have Saint's Blood and my DNF of Priory of the Orange Tree on those pages. And yeah, I'm actually really loving this format of doing my reading journal. I've already got a few things that I'm going to make adjustments to, and a couple of spreads that I kind of miss doing, so I might bring those back, I don't know. But yeah, it's been good. I used the series tracker bit on Corpal, and I basically went back through my Goodreads for every single series that I've started since I started reading back in 2019. Well, started reading again back in 2019, and yeah, there's well over 100 that I've started, and I have decided to DNF 34 of those. So I'm going to do a full video breaking down every single series, talking about which ones I've DNF'd and which ones I'm going to continue. I'm then going to do a video where I talk about all of the books that I have all of the books to, so series that I can theoretically complete now. And then I'm going to do a few weekly reading vlogs where the aim is going to be to complete series, because I'm not going to say here how many I've finished, but it's a very low number considering there's about 120 series, and let's just say it's less than 20 that are finished. There are 100 that I either need to finish or DNF. Yeah. So yeah, I'm going to do a couple of vlog series about that and do videos on all the series that I need to finish. So yeah, as always, let me know in the comments what you have gotten up to this week. What has been your favourite read of the week? Did you finish any books? What rating have you given it? And if you don't give any ratings, what did you think? And if you didn't finish anything, what have you made some progress on? And what have you been getting up to? Hope you're all good. I hope you're staying safe. And until next week, bye.